pleasure to welcome you back to WCG 2019, if our mics are even on.
I think they are now.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're good. We're good. We're
All
good.
right, okay, awesome. So,
Well, yeah,
we're here for
sunny
the grand finals.
Xi'an, like beautiful
Yeah.
Xi'an. We saw that lovely graphic there, all the
Okay,
different
wait, are
sites
our mics
we've
cutting
seen
in now?
throughout. That's all good.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Right, we'll
we
just
saw
keep
the-
talking and it'll work out.
Well, it'll work out. We saw the Dian Pagoda. We saw Tang Paradise on those beautiful places. We've been through all these different areas on the in the beautiful city that we were in here, and
Yep.
yeah, lots of different
And
people.
now hopefully
coming.
we have some beautiful Dota coming
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. And I think how fitting it is that we are in China, because I think they're the favorites to take out this entire tournament so far.
I think so, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
we've
we've
got
one of them in the first game up of the day, which is really
CDC
exciting.
versus Germany. Yeah, should be
So close to getting the TI as well with CDC.
I want to see what kind of form they're on
Yeah.
here. It is still a pretty big prize pool, quite a bit of prestige.
Yep.
Of course, TI is the biggest stage, though, so it has to hurt. They came so close.
No diving.
Probably some decisions that haunted them a little bit in
Yeah,
that
I think
last
that's
game.
the same for every region, though, right? It's not just a China thing. It was very similar in the Southeast Asian qualifiers.
That's true.
You know,
Genespers,
yeah,
yeah.
that game 4 is going to come back to haunt them a few times, I think. You know, just
Yeah,
staying
sure.
up late at night. But you know, that's not what we're here for. We're here for WCG. So, I mean, as you said, still 140 grand to play for, which is really
Yeah.
exciting.
Yep. So there you go. We have our so that's the schedule for this stream for today. There's going to be Dota in multiple different places. So we're starting off with a doubleheader. We've got CDC versus Germany. That's going to be followed up by Signal Ultra versus Newbie. And then they'll be taking over with some other games on this stream. There will be more Dota available elsewhere. I think there might even be Dota over on the main stage
Yes,
at
today.
that point. And then we'll be coming back later on for a final best of one. And there's also some coverage happening across some BTS streams. It's all over the place,
Yeah.
but you should be able to catch most of the Dota if you're cheering for teams here. I do believe that the vast majority of it is going to be streamed.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we saw there, you know, there are so many other different games that WCG are putting on. So, you know, for people that have always loved Warcraft 3, you know, from back
Yeah.
in the day, what a great opportunity.
I had a great chat to the Warcraft 3 casters, actually. They're really
Yeah.
cool guys.
Yeah.
So I might even go and try and watch a little
just
bit of the
scope it out a
the
little bit.
Warcraft 3. Yeah. I mean, I never really played much Warcraft 3 Melee, but
No, well,
Man.
and we've got our boys Lyrical and Shobra here as well, who are going to
Yep,
be
yep.
You know, covering the other stream that's going to be going on. I believe, I want to say around 1 o'clock maybe.
that sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
And
pretty
they're going to
exciting.
be on one of the sub-stages / the main stage. The venue is amazing, guys. As you can
It's
see,
huge.
there's a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We've got the player area right behind us. There's another big stage right in front of us. And this is only one of 2 buildings. There's
Yeah.
also the main stage, which is in a completely separate area.
It's enormous.
So, yeah,
I hope
it's
the
really
opening
cool.
ceremony streamed later on today, because
Yeah, hopefully.
that's going to be. We saw a little bit of a sneak peek yesterday, and it was pretty exciting. Some of the flashy stuff that
Yeah,
they've got
should
planned,
be
some
good.
music, which is pretty cool, and the light show as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this day in general. Any thoughts on our first matchup? You cast the
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 finals
regional
for China,
finals
yeah,
for
yeah. And
China.
CDEC, they looked by far the most dominant
so
team.
that was just a qualifier for China, was it?
Yes.
That was okay.
so
So
it
China
was
had its own regional qualifier.
Correct.
APAC had its own regional
Yep,
qualifier.
yep.
There was a
Europe
European
and Americas.
and Americas. Okay,
Yep.
so Americas was combined.
Yeah, and it was
SA,
really surprising, actually, because with Americas, there were actually only 2 NA spots of that at 6 SA spots in that. So
Yeah. So we got our format here. I guess just a little reminder for people. I think the format on Liquipedia is accurate, but we have a round-robin best-of-1 group stage
8 teams.
with all 8 of our teams. 4 teams will be advancing to playoffs, and 4 teams will be eliminated
Knocked out.
on the basis of the group stage. And then we have a single elimination best-of-3 upper
Top 4.
bracket.
Yep.
Yeah, for the top 4. But there will be a third, fourth decider match played because there is prize money for third. Unfortunately,
Fourth gets nothing.
Yeah, fourth place is going home
Yeah.
empty-handed. But so there are standings so far. Obviously, nothing just yet. Do have the 2 Chinese teams, CDC and Newbie. Chinese teams probably feeling like the obvious favorites.
I would think so, but
coming into
Hippomaniacs
this.
had a really good showing in the European TI
Yeah, they had a
qualifiers
good run.
as well.
Did they make it into the playoffs?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They came 3rd, I believe, in the playoffs.
Okay.
So
That's a pretty
pretty good run
solid
for them.
showing,
Yeah. I think they would be looking at definitely at least making it out of the knockout stage into the playoffs area here. If they can get into the money, that remains to be seen. But I suppose you can only really tell once you get onto this global stage, right? Like, we saw the Chinese regional finals, but there are some teams that only play well against other teams from their same region.
That's
Whereas,
true.
you know, and against other people, they're kind of lacking because it's a whole
100%.
different meta
Yeah.
depending on the region.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting as well. This could be one of these tournaments where individual players just can completely carry games.
Yeah.
As well. I do think that we're going to be seeing a fairly wide, like for example, SCCC. He's still #1 in China. He's the #1 player on the regional leaderboard.
Yep.
So definitely pretty high expectations for him. There's a team with Jabs.
Yep,
on
Jabs
it.
is
Jabs
Signal,
here?
I believe. I'm not sure if I haven't seen him
Okay.
yet, but to
All
be
right.
fair, we haven't seen
We'll
too
keep an
many
eye out for him.
people.
If we see him in the lobby
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything like that.
Well,
then-
we'll see him for the second game, right? Because that's Signal.
Yeah, that's what
so
that's what I mean. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
we'll be keeping an eye out for
pretty
that.
exciting. And, you know, we saw at the TI qualifiers, as well as in the regional finals for WCG, James was phenomenal on CDEC, the position
James,
4.
James also somebody definitely to look out for. I was sad when CDC didn't make it. The regional qualifiers are so tough.
Yeah. I mean, one spot out of that many teams is just completely ridiculous.
And we have a draft already. Awesome.
Yeah, we're in.
Yeah, really cool.
Now, Spirit Breaker, he got nerfed in the most recent patch, but he's still just the instant ban. You know, they don't want that global presence to be throughout the entire map. So I think, what was it before? It was an 11-second cooldown on charge, and now it's 27 or something like that?
It was 11 at all levels, which was a little bit ridiculous, perhaps.
Yep.
Um,
And now it's up to...
yeah, now it's scaling down to 11.
Yeah, so you can't just max that bulldoze, basically. You actually need to...
Yeah, you can't get away with just maxing
Yeah. No, absolutely.
your other abilities. Because that's what people were doing. There was pretty much no reason, really, to get multiple points in charge. Bash and Bulldoze were just so much better.
Yep.
I did see some... I think it's going to affect China a little bit less than the other regions because China were still opting to get like a few more points in charge, a few more points in Bash. They weren't maxing the Bulldoze the same way that some other regions were. So
there's one of the other heroes that were a real menace throughout the entire TI qualifiers, the Centaur Warrunner. They only really nerfed his Hoof Stomp, which I don't think was the thing that was making him OP, right? It's really the Retaliate that's...
I was very surprised that they chose to nerf the Hoof Stomp cooldown instead of going after anything else. I do think that it's a relevant nerf.
Yeah.
In the sense that like people were getting greedier and greedier with like more points in Double Edge. We were sometimes people getting to their Blink with only 2 points in Hoof Stomp.
Yeah.
And I think we're not going to be seeing that now.
And the double Stout Shield nerf as well kind of affects
It affects him a
Centaur
little bit, but
yeah.
he's such a strong... I think especially with like a Rubik, he's such a strong laner. You just trade, and then eventually lift back into a Stomp with the Retaliate active, go for a kill, so...
And it's not really the Ice Frog style, right? Like, if Retaliate is the thing that's OP, you're not going to nerf that. You're going to nerf something else and keep something about the hero OP.
That's true. He has backed off on that. The one thing I will say, not so much about the way that nerfs have happened, but I am kind of glad to see that Ice Frog is now somewhat willing to, if they make a change, and it was a bad change, be willing to revert it instead of like buffing something about a hero and then realizing, oh no, this hero is overpowered now. We need to nerf it.
Yeah.
And then nerfing something else that was like otherwise fine or otherwise fun about the hero.
You don't want any like anti-fun mechanics in any game, honestly. Like, every hero needs to have something that draws you into it.
Yeah.
I think I saw a statistic that, I mean, we keep going back to TI, but it is the granddaddy, you know, tournament of them all.
And it's so close.
It's so close, and it's in China.
It's looming over everybody at the
Yeah,
moment. Like,
the only hero that wasn't picked or banned was Pudge, even though he's easily the most picked in pubs, like 100% pick rate. But like you have to have something fun about the hero to want to play it. Like, yes, this is a job for a lot of people, but you know, it's Dota. It's a video game. You have to have fun with it. Otherwise, you know, what's the point in spending hours and hours of your time towards it? So those first 4 picks really came out quite quickly, but the rest have been a little slower.
Yeah,
Ogre Magi, I really like the buff to him. I think he's going to be one of the heroes of this patch. Like, plus 60 attack speed when you get that talent is ridiculous for the Bloodlust.
Yeah. I like Ogre, but my biggest thing is that he's just so inconsistent, right? Like,
do you feel like you have to snowball with him? Like, it's really hard to play from behind as an Ogre?
Well, it depends. Are we talking about, like, I think he's just position 5 this game.
He is,
right?
but like it's similar to a disruptor, right? Where you really need to have your team doing well in order for it to matter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. He even feels he's got a little bit of that like Omni Knight factor as well, where if you're ahead and one of your cores has like the top net worth in the game, then your buff matters a lot. If you're behind and you're losing fights anyway, then the buff and your abilities can feel a little bit irrelevant sometimes.
Ah, Pango coming out nice and early. I'm liking this. We don't actually see too much Pango in China, right? Like, it's much more of a, Southeast Asian and a European style hero, I feel.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising that we haven't seen... Well, even like Pango in general, I was expecting to see it picked more during regionals than it actually ended up being. So.
Absolutely. And so we've got a few other heroes that have gone a little bit absent. Like Sven used to be like a first 2 pick all the time.
Yeah,
now
people are showing ways to deal with him, I think.
But they are still picking the Grimstrike, even though they nerfed his Soulbind to now not slow at all. So
both teams going for really strong lanes.
Yeah.
I'll say that much at least. Like Centaur Rubik, Ogre Weaver, but then also Undying and Grimstroke on the other side.
Yeah.
So both teams really wanting to come out of the gate swinging.
Do you think this will be a tri-lane scenario, or do you think the Grimstroke Pango is just such a great combo with the Inkswell, and then if you swashbuckle in, you can do a ton of damage?
I'm not sure. The Undying's definitely playing against the Centaur.
Yeah.
They might start out looking for a First Blood, just so that they can give like a level or 2 to Pango at first, and then rotate the Grimstroke over to his lane a little bit after that. I think that's probably your best best bet.
I think CDEC absolutely have to just change the laning setup, right? Like, they can't just go with the traditional lanes, because the Weaver, he would love to be against an Undying, right? Like, what can an Undying do against a Weaver?
Yeah, they could try and swap it around, for sure. That is a possibility. They might try and scout the lanes early and then swap it around a little bit. CDC could even go for like an aggro tri-lane, to be honest. That's also a possibility. Yeah. I don't know if you necessarily want to aggro tri-lane into the Undying, but they do have a... I think they would have a fairly solid 1v1 matchup in the Centaur versus the Pango. So.
Yep. And we've got just the mids left as well.
Yeah, and like last overall pick is on CDEC's side. So.
Yeah. And
they are going to have that.
The Ember Spirit, even though he got that big nerf with the root now disabling the Sleight of Fist, I think that's a really big deal. But, in a draft like this, you're not going to be punished too much by it, because who's honestly an Atos carrier so far?
Yeah, I haven't seen the... Like, Atos seems to have just really fallen off a lot.
Like, who are the heroes? Like, Viper?
It was like
Pudge.
Viper, SF, and Razor were all kind of going the like
maybe
Atos,
DP.
Atos Greaves.
Yeah.
But
ooh, a Mars. Okay.
Okay. So it's mid-Pango then.
It could be mid-Mars.
Potentially, but I don't know if you pick mid-Mars into like a blind matchup.
True.
I actually really like mid-Pango, to be honest.
Just because of the levels that you get?
Yeah, you get a lot of levels. You can go and influence the side lanes and gank a lot. And this hero actually scales better with farm nowadays than he used to.
And a Slark, huh? So we're going to see some really interesting lineups here.
No, okay, it's the Coupe Pango.
So we've got James playing the Rubik, who we were saying is going to likely be the big playmaker for CDEC.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Victoria on the Ogre. Man, Centaur with Bloodlust is actually going to be pretty scary, huh?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that until just now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, based off the drafts, who would you think is going to take this one out? I'm just going with CDEC the entire way.
I don't even know if I'm going with CDEC based on the draft is the thing.
Skill level,
a little bit hard to say, but yeah, I think skill level wise, they're the better team. 100%, it was the most one of the most difficult qualifiers as well, China. So
absolutely,
I think favoring them.
And they went undefeated as well in this regional qualifiers as well for China. So
and they're like a, not to say that the German team are not an actual team, but they're not.
They're not
at
a
the same level
team.
of.
They don't have a team house, for example.
Yeah. They're a WCG team. We see it a lot. It is. China has a big advantage because they're one of the few regions left that still have teams that are all from the one place.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say
Southeast Asia have a little bit.
Southeast Asia a little
Philippines.
bit, but they're starting to get to the point where they're bringing in the foreign imports and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's good. It means it's a real international game, though, which is really
for sure.
exciting.
I think it's really cool. Yeah, and we got people going to South America. We've got Australians all over, all over the place.
Really exciting.
Yeah, so it's a cool time to be a Dota fan.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. It's always been a cool time to be a Dota fan, though. Dota's cool, guys. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm definitely going with CDEC for this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm pretty confident with them.
What do you think about the Slark last pick? We haven't even talked about that.
I mean, against Damaz, you can get a ton of stacks off, but if you get caught out,
is it Slark mid? Though? It was XM. I think they're playing, but I think either mid matchup he's going to be fine with, either the Pango or the Mars.
True.
There is there's a decent amount of AoE.
Yeah,
but
why would you pick a Slark into that?
Huh?
Why would you pick a Slark into that amount of AoE?
I think he's just
like, because you have the Rebuke, right? That goes through. It does a ton of damage.
I think the thing is that it's not constant AoE. When I think about these heroes that like counter Slark, it's either like Lina has like a lot of single target and then some AoE nukes that you can put on top after the like Shadow Dance gets popped.
But they even
or
have
it's
like
Leshrac. Like Leshrac, you just follow around the cloud.
They even have like the Stroke of Fate though on the Grimstroke. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes through the Shadow Dance.
I think this game you'd be more concerned about the Phantom's Embrace, right? That's actually kind of annoying for Slark. It's something that you can't just
easily knock off. Yeah. But and Inkswell as well, if you catch him on top of it, it means he can't just continue building up those Essence Shift stacks when you're inside the Shadow Dance. So
he's certainly good at killing the two supports.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Game,
yeah. It's very hard for him to do anything. For them to do anything once he gets on top of them. Force stuff is going to be an absolute necessity, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Yules. Yules could work.
Yeah.
If they get.
Oh yeah, that's. I don't think Undying is going to have any tools to save himself from Slark this game. He's probably just going to be free stacks.
Maybe no, he probably won't build a Glimmer Cape, right? He'll go into a mechanism or something like that. Or do you think Pango's going to be
Glimmer's a little bit hard to sustain on Undying.
Just because of the mana pool?
Mana-wise, yeah. It's a lot of like support items now are pretty expensive mana-wise. That's why I always, like, when I see a Dusa forced to buy like a Force Staff or a Hurricane Pike, I'm like, that's a lot of survivability. When you press that, like, you have to be truly desperate to need that item on
especially because Dusa gets so much from just pure stat items as well, right? Like an Ultimate Orb.
Pike is like stats, but not very good value. So. Hopefully we'll be getting into the game in a second, guys. We don't know. There's probably a pause.
Yeah, I would think so.
We don't actually have a computer that's in the game, so we just have preview monitors. But
and we get to watch some of the other games that are around as well.
Yeah. So what's that? We got
Crossfire.
Crossfire's going. It's like I have a hatchet.
That's pretty cool.
Is that like a knife skin?
Yeah. I got to download that when I get home.
Okay. We got a ton of great games here, actually. We were talking about it just earlier. So there's Crossfire, Honor of Kings, Warcraft 3, Hearthstone. There's some robot battle game.
Yeah, like Ganker Arena
seems
or something
awesome.
like that. Yeah. It's like...
Why are we here casting Dota? I want to go watch that right now.
It's like you have a Wiimote in each hand. One of them has like a little joystick on it, and then you have little motion sensors strapped onto your shoulder and I think your elbow, and whatever you do, the robot does as well, which is
and to clarify, this is an actual robot. It's an actual physical robot.
It's not virtual. And they've actually built like a little wrestling ring sort of thing for the robots to fight in.
Kind of, I guess it's like BattleBots meets Pacific Rim meets like
Big Hero 6.
That kind of
reminds me of that sort of stuff. So that's really exciting. And we've got StarCraft 2 here as well.
Oh,
and,
of course.
Tastosis, I hear, commentate for it too.
Yep.
So
got to meet those guys. Very, very friendly. Introduce themselves.
Yeah.
It's cool. I was messaging I have a friend back home who was big into StarCraft. Worked for Complexity for a little bit and was messaging him that they were here. And he was like, my one regret from my time in, because he's not in esports anymore.
Yeah.
Like my one regret from my time in esports is that I didn't get to meet and chat to Tastosis.
They're really friendly guys. Yeah. Which is really cool. Hope we get to have dinner with them sometime. That'd be cool.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Here for a little bit. So we got 4 days of Dota action.
Yes, that's right.
Coming your way. We're going to be here in the tournament zone.
For first 3?
For the first 3 days, yep. Covering.
And then once it gets to the playoffs, I believe we're covering the 2nd v 3rd game, as well as once it gets to...
Yeah, so one of the semis and then the lower bracket.
Correct.
Well,
3rd,
third, fourth decider.
Yeah. Which is still pretty exciting.
Yeah.
You know, we get to see who gets sent home with nothing. You know, it's a little bit of...
Yeah, that's a pretty
fraud
sad prospect.
Yeah. But, you know, to come all this way as well. But, you know, what an opportunity as well for some of these teams who, you know, might not have the chance to go. Like,
we've been put up in some pretty nice digs as well. The hotel
pretty nice is an understatement.
The hotel's pretty great.
Yeah. And
in a nice spot as well, actually.
Yeah,
There's some cool stuff around.
The park right next by was really cool. Check out our Twitters. I'm sure they have it there. Lots of photos.
Oh, I don't think I've uploaded anything yet, actually. I should get on that.
We will do that, though.
Okay.
And then, like, I was just about to say, like, the level of competitive Dota, like, the standard, has never been higher than it is right now. So.
Oh, I mean, even the Tier 2 teams play fantastic Dota.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with that.
I mean, then I just go back and I'm like, oh, I can do that. And oh, wait, I'm trash. You know, when I load up the old ranked. Yeah. It has been a couple of weeks actually since I've been able to play.
I think I've fallen off the leaderboards actually because I haven't played a ranked game in 3 weeks or whatever it is. I didn't.
You're slacking.
I'm sorry to everybody back home. I didn't steal any MMR from the NA servers.
You should have, man.
I should have. I was planning on it, but there was never any time while I was at the TI hub.
Forget sleep.
I should have just been
play.
Should have been grinding ranked at God knows what hour of the morning. That was the other problem is I was working SEA in China.
True.
So we would finish up at like 5 a.m. or something.
There would still be people playing.
5 a.m. Immortal ranked Dota.
It'd still happen.
I think there'd still be somebody,
Yeah. And then...
I might get flamed. Who knows?
I remember back in the day, like before we had Australian servers, we had to play on US West. And my win rate is actually higher on US West than it is on Australia. So
yeah, I used to play West, play 5-mans.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
No, it's fun.
I kind of miss pre-ranked Dota.
Yeah.
I mostly play solo now. I mean, I have some people on my friends list that like play stacks and they invite me occasionally, but most of the time when I fire up Dota, it's to play solo queue. But
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe I should get back to the 5 stacks.
It happens.
Yeah. I need to find some 5 stacks to do my jungle.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any turbos though. Those are like. Yeah. Is it even turbo a lot of the time? I feel like those drag out a lot of the time as well.
I'm not sure.
But and that's what you have to use like your wounded things for, right? Like you've got a little hatchet in your battle pass.
Oh yeah,
so
I've hardly done any of the jungle.
Yeah.
I'm super close to Axeless Axe, so I need to play some Mordecai and I need to like do my jungle.
Do you though? It's not great. Mordecai's
but the
not
points,
great.
Matt. I need the points.
Do jungle. Jungle's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jungle and predictions.
Yes. How did you go for your qualifier predictions?
I didn't get to lock any of them in.
I got 3 out of 6.
Okay.
It's not bad. Chaos, Maneski, and not Infamous. I should have gone for Infamous when they were Catburger or whatever it was, and Vogarosa. I didn't go RNG. I went eHome, and
I think a lot of people
forward. I went forward.
Huh?
I went for forward gaming.
Okay.
That's the other one that I got right. And I went for Gambit in CIS. Whoa, that's a story.
I feel so bad for those guys.
Yeah, well,
they played
4 of them.
They played so much Dota.
4 of them I feel bad for.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. There's no excuse, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But
We've had a little patch as well since the TI quals.
Yes, we have.
Biggest change other than the Stout Shield change for you. Everybody's talking about the Stout Shield change. Everyone realizes that that's going to have fairly big implications for creep cutting and Broodmother, and Reddit's all over that. But what else do you... Zeus buffs? More Zeus damage?
I mean, there's barely anything, right? Like, it was about 25 damage at each level is the difference. Yeah. And now it's like, however much mana it costs, it does that much damage. Like, it's perfectly in parity for that.
Yeah.
So...
Bloodstone Zeus is back.
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. But the Darkseer nerfs, they keep on coming. I think he's still going to get picked just because he's such a great utility hero, you know. He doesn't need these right-click items. He can build full aura. He can get a Helm of the Dominator. He's got Surge to enable the rest of your
everything
team.
is going to happen slower now.
Like, yeah, but wasn't it like damage that was this buff? Like they just nerfed his Ion Shell, right? That was the...
I really think that nerfing Ion Shell's level 1 damage hurts the hero a lot.
But wasn't it like level 3 that it really mattered more, right?
Does
like,
it?
Well,
I'm going to pull out the patch notes.
Very good. Because I think like you're not really getting too many last hits with level 1. Like it's pretty easy to deny a level 1 Ion Shell.
Yeah, but I think a lot of what people do with Darkseer is they have... So one, it's the being able to completely kill the first wave with 2 shells and like when you follow it the whole way.
Yeah.
And then also being able to like with 2 Ion Shells threaten a support or something like that. And now it's a little bit less scary.
Yeah.
So
And then I know they got rid of the double stout shield, but
yeah.
I still feel like you're going to have supports pulling, or maybe even Darkseer himself pulling the wave through just between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers.
Maybe.
You know, it's still very easy to do. You know, you can't
I was
get
talking to
punished too
Gabe
hard.
Lyrical at breakfast this morning, and he thought that Darkseer would still get picked because he might be one of the few heroes that, with the Stout Shield change, can still creep cut. And I was like, oh, I don't know, because sometimes we see people doing it with 1 Stout Shield.
Yeah.
I think I was seeing Darkseer's build double Stout a decent amount, so...
I don't think he needed it, though. Like, it was more of a luxury thing. Whereas, as like an axe, you kind of needed to do it a bit more because you're reliant on getting hit to do your damage. So, same with the Centaur, right?
Yeah.
So, it's a similar sort of thing.
All right, let's have a look here. What do we got?
I mean, what was some of the other changes that came through? There was a buff to Luna. Do you think she's going to come back?
They were mostly talent buffs, right?
Yeah,
it was like
but it was
+8 all stats to +10 all stats.
+10, yeah.
The Lucent Beam talent went from +100 to +125,
Yep.
something like that. And then I think she got one more change. What was it?
And then there was...
She got her level 25 talent is 35% lifesteal instead of 30%. To me, those are like notice me buffs.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I was first like, hey guys, why aren't you playing a little bit of Luna? Let me give you a little bit more of an incentive to play some Luna. I think the hero still has issues. She can't really man fight a lot of carries. She does farm a lot, and if Sven is popular being able to hyper farm, maybe Luna, maybe
But he
like
has teamfight presence as well. That's
she
the
does.
thing.
Maybe like Phase Midas isn't. Maybe that's an unexplored build on Luna.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, what happens if you play Luna the way that you play Sven?
Yeah. Could do. But Sven also has the stun. He also has the Warcry, though.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like he enables his team a lot more than she does.
That's true. I think Luna does have quite strong laning as well.
Do you think you need to pair the Luna with a Wisp? Because Wisp has kind of been hit hard. Like, we saw him still go in the first 2 bans there.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, Luna
don't
Wisp
know.
is certainly good.
Yeah. I feel like you just need that little bit extra just to get you kicked off at the very start. And then when it gets a bit later on, Wisp can maybe, you know, pay a bit more attention to the offlaner. And then as it gets to the late game, you go back to the Luna.
Yeah.
You know. Be a bit more versatile with it all.
I'm trying to see if we can figure out what's going on with... Actually, the game is probably not ticketed, huh? So it probably won't be on Track Dota.
Might be.
Maybe,
Not sure.
Maybe CDC's Dota buff would have it.
Could do.
I'll have a look.
Who knows? We
Yeah.
know as much as you guys. I'm interested to see if we do see, because it is, you know, the World Cyber Games, I'm interested to see if there are, you know, any people other than the, you know, spouses and that sort of thing of players that come out to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Are we going to see, you know, expats, for example, from, you know, we see a few Brazilian teams here,
Yeah.
we see a few Southeast Asian teams here. Will the people that might live in Xi'an come out and watch, or maybe the people that live in, you know, Shanghai or other areas
Yeah.
of China might venture out just to support their teams? Could
That's
work.
pretty cool.
I know I would. Like if I was here,
If you were nearby?
yeah. Particularly for Dota. Like if an Australian team was here for Dota and I lived in China, I'd be like, nah, I'm gone.
For sure. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that we...
Yeah,
Yeah,
happens.
that's true.
Ping. I'm gonna blame Ping. I'm always blaming Ping. Give us a minus slot. it's happening. But yeah.
So, I don't know what...
Is your mic a little like? Can you hear me easily anymore? By the way.
No.
Yeah. No. I that cut out like
Okay.
a few minutes ago,
Can
right?
you hear me
No.
in your ear?
No.
Have you been able to hear me in your ear at all this whole time?
Like 3 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just talking through the headsets
Yes.
now. Okay.
Just checking.
Fair enough.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
Yeah, yeah, all right.
Yeah. What else can we have a chat about? Favorite food that you've had since being here?
Gotta say, the little sandwich, the local specialty,
Rojamon, I think is what it's called.
it's pretty good.
I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. A Xi'an delicacy. So, and everywhere does it, from like, you know, your high-end places to your little street stalls and that sort of thing, which is great about
I've had them in multiple sizes as well so far. So.
Crumbly versus flatbread, and if you have shredded meat inside of a hardish bun, you got it. You know, that's what it is. Maybe a bit of onion and some other stuff.
I'm gonna watch some Crossfire.
Yeah. I'm entertained.
All we need is a mirror, and then we can just show the stream.
Maybe I can use my Samsung phone to do it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Man, Samsung have really gone all out here, though. Like we can
for
see
sure.
some of the stages, like over there. Yeah, there we go.
I can vouch personally for the Samsung Tier 5, the T5
SSD?
portable SSD.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The only thing is that a lot of my media I have stored on a hard drive at home. So copying from the hard drive onto the SSD is not very fast.
Yeah.
But when you're copying from SSD to SSD, oh boy, that's
how fast
that's
is
some
it?
speed. It gets up to like, I think you can get up to like 300, 500 megabytes per second.
Jeez.
It's like crazy. It takes a little while to ramp up.
We're living in the future right now.
Yes,
That's the thing.
yeah.
You know, all these
It's
different.
like, oh, I'm gonna copy like 10 gigs worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Super fast. It's
Easy.
great. I feel like such a sellout, but like I bought it myself months ago. And here I am.
I believe you.
Sharing my totally real experience.
Yeah.
With this totally real product that I totally purchased.
Yeah. No, it's good. Like, I've always used Samsung phones as well. They've been really cool. I'm waiting for the 5G version of the S10 to come out, or at least on my provider back home, so that we can link that up. It should be pretty cool.
Do you really need that many Gs?
I do.
Yeah.
You can never have too many Gs, you know.
Okay.
Like, where's my 6G? I'm already impatient.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you're a man of
Gs.
Man of culture.
Yeah. And I've got a lot of data now as well, so I can actually. I've got a lot of data as well now, so I can actually use it, which is nice. Because it's like, imagine like you download one movie off of a streaming service, and then it's just like done. Yeah. What are you looking at?
I'm seeing that maybe the Chinese casters have gone to a break. Do we have production? Are you with us? Can we also go to a break?
Silence.
Dota fans, we should hopefully have a game coming up here in just a minute. We've had a few internet issues. We've been sorting things out, but we're back for CDEC versus Team Germany.
Yep. That's going to be pretty exciting now that we can get things back up and running. Like, it's a huge hall. We talked about it before in the pregame. We've got two gigantic expo halls, basically, that are being used for all these different games, for the main stage and here at the tournament zone. So things are going to happen. It's just a little teething problems at the very start of the event.
Yeah, hopefully just day one issues.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I think everybody else is hopefully getting underway.
You'd hope
shortly as well. I saw some of the I saw people successfully opening their card packs and stuff like that. So it seems like some people were connected, other people were having a few issues and things like that. You think you're going to go hard on the fantasy this year?
I mean, I don't always do it.
No.
I kind of.
I didn't do it last year
start
because
hard,
I was.
and then I.
Okay. Well, once you realize you're like only so high.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Like, why did I pick?
Kind of like the app, right? Like the DPC app. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this consistently.
I didn't even install it.
Yeah.
I don't care enough about winning shards, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Anyway, so yeah, CDC versus Team Germany coming up. There are other games going on as well. I think it's Thunder Predator versus Black Sheep.
Yes. Yep.
Is going to be...
So that's like a Battle of the Americas, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be happening on the BTS stream, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Covered by Capitalist and Purge, I want to say. Yeah, so hopefully those guys are managing to get into the lobby and we'll be getting things going again. Can you remember the drafts, Matt? I think I can. Yeah.
I have a photographic memory. No, I don't, but I'm just going to try and remember my best. So, Grimstroke, not in the order. Mars, Pangolier. I'll get this.
Grimstroke, Undying.
Yes.
Mars,
no, Mars was last.
Pangolier, and Sven.
Sven was the other
for
one.
one team.
Yeah.
The other team was, I believe, Rubik, Ogre,
Centaur,
Weaver, Centaur, and
Slark.
Slark is the last pick for XM.
See, between us, we have a photographic memory.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
I think we might be getting into the game quite soon, which is really exciting to have. You know, being able to get the teams. And here we go. We're in.
I see some Dota on my screen. All right.
That's what we want.
Okay, let's get this going. We've already got a ward down. All right.
There's action happening all over the place.
Yeah. All right.
So.
Players are not necessarily tagged up, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we can figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
So that's
I'm pretty sure it shows on like the kill feed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it'll show the official stuff there. I love girls, very nice.
Some of the Germany players are tagged up. They're on it. And we know that that's James on Rubik.
And this is that really terrifying lane that you were telling me about, you know, the the Rubik combined with the Centaur. Nice little spear.
Yeah, nice spear usage. Just to save that one bounty, so it is going to be a 2-2 split at the beginning of the game here. Man, this is so cool that we're actually just getting straight into it.
I mean, that's what we want, right?
I'm very glad, yeah.
People were waiting in anticipation. Now we've got some great Dota.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying, that they were going to try and tri-lane right at the start.
Yeah.
But I was saying that when they had the Pangolier. I think still the same kind of idea for the Mars. Give the Mars some levels early on. Not sure if the Rubik got hit by that decay, but...
What do you reckon about this Rubik going just the tangos and the boots of speed? Particularly against a tri-lane, I think it'll be really useful.
Does he have...
yeah, he's got boots.
Well, does he have 3 tangos, or did he get 6 tangos? Centaur's dead. Luft's going to get him. Another body blocking a little bit for Rubik. Okay, he's only got the 3 tangos. Interesting. I'm personally a big fan of the Tango Mango and then buying your boots from the side shop after bounties.
Once you get the bounty gold,
Yeah. But
same sort of thing where people buy the Quelling Blade at the start and then don't have a Stout Shield, and you're like, come on, man. You can just buy it at the side
Look,
shop.
if I'm in an Immortal game and you're buying Quelling Blade with your starting gold,
Wrong.
I've lost all confidence in you as a carry player.
But that's just when you have to put the game on your back, you know?
Oh, yeah, as the position 5 support. Okay, so there you go. So that's what I said. You know, get the first blood, try and pressure the Centaur a little bit, at least early.
And now he's rotated
And then
down.
rotate. I worry about this Mars a little bit, though. I don't think he's in for the easiest time. Ogre's already running a pull. Weaver got some buffs in the most recent patch, I believe, right? Did he get a little bit of a damage buff?
I think
so he got a
like,
strength buff.
Yeah, like
0.2 strength gain or something.
Yeah. He's now 2 strength gain, I think.
He's a little bit tankier. I think that's nice. Itemizing on Weaver often feels really tough because you're like, well, if I go raw damage, I might just die instantly. But if I go a lot of survivability items, I'm not going to do enough damage.
Pango actually getting solo killed in this mid lane as well, so the Pounce being able to secure the kill.
And XM gets the tip from 1, 2, 3.
It is a nice little thing being able to lane as a Slark against a Pangolier, right? You don't need the Dark Pact.
Getting a free start as Slark is so scary.
Yeah.
Because I feel like often the problem with this hero is 1 is laning, and then 2 is...
this Undying yet. Oh, not if you let him get that decay off.
God, Centaur had no HP.
And Even this Mars, he's doing a lot of damage. Has the Scarabs on top of him, he should be going down.
Yep. Alright, kills being traded across the board. This is... I don't know. I don't know if this is quite the start that Germany were hoping for. They're doing okay in top lane, but farm across the board is looking quite good for CDEC. But this is what we've come to expect from this team. They're just such a good laning focused team. Is Undying walking back to base? I think he might be. And they know that they saw him on the actually did they? No, that's the ward's only on the southern side of the camp.
Yeah.
So
I think they just clipped him. It's blocking the camp. Maybe he's going to actually buy the sentry ward back at base as well.
Yeah, the fact that the Radiant has access to their pull camp at bottom and the Dire do not is going to start adding up over time. And Skabo once again getting gone on down here.
Yeah, no matter on this Weaver though. They might be able to just catch it with the Ignite.
Yeah. One more Gucci. Oh, pushes it back, but it's still going to be a kill. Victoria gets it. Alright, well, doing fantastically in the lanes. Sven's farming okay, but we've seen in the past Sven needs a lot of time to come online, especially with this build. He's already got the Hand of Midas queued up, so...
Is that some BM from Team Germany with that spray on the ground?
Where was it?
There's a RNG spray just below the Dire top tower, and RNG are the team that knocked CDEC out of the TI qualifier.
Oh my god. That would be next level BM, actually.
I love it.
So is that the like favorite team?
Yeah,
thing?
that's now in the game,
okay.
like as of 5 hours ago.
Okay.
So it was the player packs and that came in the latest.
The problem is you can't change it once you've set it, right? So
I think you can, can't you?
Can you?
Yeah, there's just like a drop-down box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see the...
Yeah, I see it. Psychological warfare happening. Yeah. Okay, so... Centaur, despite a couple of deaths, still farming pretty well. I worry about the Undying later on.
Nice try.
The other thing to say for Team Germany is they didn't really pick a whole lot of Grimstroke synergy either. They've got the Sven stun, and that's about
Soul
it.
Rip.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to go any items that might
Not
synergize
really,
well with it?
to be honest.
Diffusal Blade, maybe?
I've seen Mars Atos before, but...
Yeah. Against a Weaver, it's alright.
Yeah. Could be an option.
That does not look good.
But this Slarg is just being such a big bully. Every single time Cupid comes up. Fortunately, Pango doesn't need to get too much out of the lane.
That should help.
We got bounties coming up. Looks like it's going to be... Oh, it's going to be 4 CDC. That is not what you want to see if you're a Team Germany fan.
Yeah, taking full advantage of those timings there. Just bumps them up a little bit more
Radiant's top
on
tower
the,
is under
the
attack.
net worth. And we can see the Weaver as well, just for that full sustain. He's got the bottle build where I think he got both of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottled both of them up.
Cupid's getting doubled up right now. It's frightening.
Ideal. They've got the Undying nearby to
Are they just waiting for him to use swashbuckles?
Yeah, now.
Or do they even need to?
I think
Pounce. Follow it up with a stone. Okay, couldn't quite get it.
Play a bit harder next time.
But Weaver doesn't really need a ton of help down here, as we're seeing. Level 5 Weaver, level 3 Mars. Skabo looking quite dead in a second. Just needs the Lashiguchi. He is healing up with the salve a little bit. Nicely done, and they've got the sentry down.
Oh, close.
Almost getting sniped. I don't know if he would have died to that. Ogre, Victoria just manning up.
Yeah, and why not? You know, that, well, they get the pick
he
up
found
on the
him
side,
as well.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Just having that great health regen as well as the inbuilt tankiness of 9 armor at level 4.
Radiant structures
Yeah,
are
that
High health
fortified.
roll as well.
And now Sven getting dragged back. The dual lane coming into effect. He's going to try for the neutral deny, but it's really not going to happen. And now Centaur even grabbing some of this neutral farm. That looks like he's getting most of the big creeps.
Yeah, and it's really nice for the Centaur that he's actually recovering some of that farm that he lost to deaths. You know, he had a... I believe he's the only one that's died, right, on his team?
Yeah, and now top 3 net worth, all on the side of CDEC.
This is true, and on that bot side, it's a little bit of a shame that that sentry ward didn't go up a little bit more to the north as well, otherwise it would have caught out that observer ward.
Oh, that's true.
Well, here we go, Coupe trying to make something happen.
Do you like the Slark build with the max Essence Shift?
I think against a Pangolier it's fine, because you know, you're not going to need to Dark Pact off anything, you just need 1 point in it.
It's very laning focused though,
Yeah.
right? Because I think he could have gone for more points in like Pact and been farming the medium camp and stuff. I guess maybe now that he's got 6, we'll start seeing that. But
Well, it's gone really well for him. Clearly, he's at
though
1700.
yeah,
net
he's
worth ahead.
owning the lane for sure.
Now, I really want to see what build this Ogre's going as well, because I think that Bloodlust is absolutely OP.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, actually,
attack.
Slug with Bloodlust is going to be so scary.
He's able to get the Tombstone off, but it's not going to be all that useful. Just got the one zombie chasing him down.
Yep. James gets him. Oh, they do have the wraparound from Sven. He's got the ultimate available. He doesn't even have treads. Do they have enough damage here? They need the Inkswell to land. It will pop, and Luft will grab that kill.
That's 3 deaths to the Centaur. Come on, man. Step it up.
Slark not going greedy at all, actually. Just picking up a drum here.
Yeah.
Might go back for the Midas or something later on. Ogre does have 2 points in the stun so far. Let's see where he goes from there.
Ogre.
Oh, he's like just guarding this room. He wants to give it to the Weaver.
He was trying to hide it as much as he could.
He needs to hide after this ulti runs out.
Oh, the courier, though.
Not the
Has
courier.
been killed.
Oh,
Oh,
and
the
we're gonna-
DCs
okay, we got
happening at the
some people
same time. So
disconnecting.
at least Germany don't have the excuse, though. So they didn't DC. So that courier dying was on them completely.
Well, hopefully we can just get a fast reconnect. That
Yeah.
would be the goal in this situation.
So just having a look at it, like you can even see the Rubik, James on that Rubik. He's doing quite well. Already sitting ahead
He's
of
almost
the
got
Mars.
as much net worth as the Pangolier.
Yeah, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, 4K in 8 minutes.
So he's
Pretty
going
good.
a full Javelin build here on the Pangolier. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, what is he going for? Do you think he's going for multiple jabs? I feel like it's just going to be the one. I think he just queued up to. I like how Centaur Reconnect says go, and
still got the slug.
Slug is still disconnected.
How confident is that? They're like, you know what, we can do this for
We don't need him.
We'll micro it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all a bait. He's actually ganking top right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's the DC we've got near the bounty rune, right?
Huh?
Near the bounty rune, that's the
Yeah,
slug.
that's the
yeah.
slug. Yeah, we're going to be listening to so much beyond the game.
I mean, it's Steve Aoki. Like, it's a good artist that they've got to do it. Have you heard the old Beyond the Game? Like, back from 2012, I think, was the previous version. It's like a more rock-oriented version, whereas this is like, you know, your electro
Okay.
style. But we're back
All right,
into
so
things.
Ogre's kind of low, but Cupé is like in the middle of no man's land now, with no
doesn't have
swashbuckle
swash, yeah.
and a very angry Weaver up in his face. He's now dead. Slark rotation to the top lane. They're looking for something. Stampede's already been used, but they do land the pounce over onto the Grimstroke. He won't even be able to pop the Inkswell, and Mars instantly cancels his TP as CDEC is still continuing to just run over this early game, applying tons of pressure. They've got
Dire's top
good split pushing
tower is
heroes
under
for all,
attack.
well, good lane shove heroes for all 3 lanes. So I think they're just going to continue to extend their lead. They're not slouches when it comes to taking buildings either.
No, absolutely not.
This could be a fast one unless Germany can.
Got the slug coming in again. They just use the swashbuckle. Uses the shield
Radiant's
crash to
middle
actually
tower
get out
is
of
under
the,
attack.
the leash, which is quite useful.
Dire's top tower
We
is
were
under
going
attack.
Lincolns first.
Doesn't really help your farm all that much, but I don't think he needs it. You know, they've got a decent net worth, 5k before the 10-minute mark.
If you get Lincolns this game, are you just unkillable as well? Yeah, I mean, he has to get like speared, right? Or
Yeah.
Tango stun. There are some disables that go through, but
Mobility is never going to be his issue, right? Because you've got the Shikuchi and you've also got the Stampede for when Shikuchi's off cooldown. It's really just getting caught out by stuff like, as you said, the spear. Whereas everything else, I guess you can get stunned up by the Pango roll as well.
yeah.
But it means you're protected against the Sven, which is quite nice. You're protected against the Phantom's Embrace by the Grimstroke.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
yeah, it's pretty useful to have. I think he once he gets that, he just needs to build pure HP items.
When does the Phantom's Embrace pop the Lincolns? Is it on cast?
On cast.
Or okay. So the Phantom doesn't even travel.
I think. Oh, good question. I feel like it wouldn't even travel. I don't think.
Okay. Jupe, he loses the mana to actually get the Rolling Thunder off. He's getting stats stolen. Can't do it. Slug's going to look for one more. Pops the Shadow Dance. Pops the Dark Pact. Looking for the kill. Body blocks attempted by the Sven. He is going to get the stun out. Looks like they might actually be able to bring down XM. He's got a Drum Charge.
Dire's
will
tower
pop it. That
is
only
under
just
attack.
got delivered to him, and now he's looking for a little bit of fog to try and escape.
Oh,
Gets
that
down to
regen
the low
would've been
ground. They're going to look
nice.
for the snipe.
Dire's
They
top
land
tower
it, but
is
not
falling.
enough damage.
He's got a health pot as well, so he'll be completely fine.
Man, that poor Pango. Just one auto attack, and then he
One
couldn't
auto
get
attack.
off the...
I thought he might have a diffusal blade, but yeah, as you said, it was purely just the stat steal.
Yeah. Well, so far 11-3, CDEC running all over this. We got the Stroke of Fate stolen by the Rubik. Man, Grimstroke is so nice to play against this Rubik. All of his spells are so good to steal.
Oh yeah,
Grimstroke just has such a good kit.
just the instant stroke of fate. So great. Just getting rid of the wind up, it just feels so good. Like including the Shrek, Alina, Grimstroke, Omni Knight.
So Sven does have his Midas now. Pretty decent timing. No phase boots just yet though, so slowed down a little bit because of that.
It's okay timing again. The
defensive
Pango's trying to
roll.
make something happen. No, I think he was trying to go for something there. He's keeping on trying to do it, but how do you do it when you've got literally half the net worth of the slug?
Yeah. All right, Arena Blood
First
use.
ring of blood.
Nice
comboing
spear
together.
lands. Yep. Combo coming through. Pops his hood. Can he escape? Looks like he will be brought down.
And the
Rubik,
DCs happen as well.
yeah. The same two players. I guess just some issues on those computers.
Yeah, so I wonder if, like, was the Centaur wanting to pop the Stampede there, or was he just saying, look, I'm probably dead, better to save it, I'm going to be up in 30 seconds anyway.
I think he realized he was dead. Right?
Yeah.
The Sven stun was going to follow up. There was...
I think he could have maybe just got away if he was right on point, but it would have been tough.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be pretty happy with how the early game's gone if you're a CDEC
Yeah,
fan.
for
11-4, so the kill score is in their favor, the net worth's in their favor, the cores are right at the top, and Rubik, as we said before, keeping up with 2 of the cores on Team Germany.
And a game where Rubik can actually make quite a lot of plays. Stealing the Rolling Thunder, stealing the Grimstroke spells, even just a Sven stun.
Ring of Blood,
Can be
really
super
useful.
nice. Yeah, that's true. The spear is actually crazy on Rubik as well.
Yeah.
The duration gets pretty nuts. Oh, whoops.
Tombstone,
Yep.
it's nuts.
Is that still on? Is that still on?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's say it is.
Sure. I'm gonna put my feet away from the.
Yeah. I can hear you, that's what matters.
Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah, I can still hear you. So
and
that's-
chat can hear us.
That's good.
Right, chat? Yeah.
But so long as we can hear our producer as well. That's
Yes, that is
I'm
the
pretty sure we
important
can. So I think we're set.
Thank you, PD.
Hopefully we will get this game going again soon. So, okay, if Germany are going to turn this around, then we need the Pango and the Mars to start making some plays. I don't think it's reasonable to expect the Sven to really be running around and doing too much.
Do you think that's the reason behind this build on the Pango, going for the double Javelin build? Just try and get
I'm still not sure if he's actually going double jab.
Well, he's got it queued up.
We'll see.
Like, because if you would think he would be trying to farm more, right, if he went into a Maelstrom. But the double Javelin is just to try and get, you know, a surprise pick-off, let's say, onto the Weaver, right? If you get a few lucky
Yeah,
shots.
surprising amount of damage
Dire's
maybe.
middle
And
tower
maybe
is
the
under
kill
attack.
streak that you get from that is going to be enough to bring you back into the game. And then maybe you can turn one of those Javelins into a full Maelstrom.
That's true. Yeah, Pango can certainly scale quite well into the late game,
Dire's
especially with the new
structures
Ags.
are fortified.
Yep.
But
And we had
Dire's
the
middle tower
Aghanim
is
Scepter,
under
I think I
attack.
saw picked up. Was that on the Centaur?
well,
Maybe I'm
stop
mistaken.
coming in. They are locking damage onto the Centaur, but it's still pretty tanky. And in the back line, they're looking towards the Grimstroke.
And this is an arcade mode as
Pango
well.
actually landing some fantastic stuns, keeping XM completely locked down, and they get him out of the game at that point. Couldn't even get his ultimate off. Got
Dire's
perfectly
middle
chain stunned by
tower is under
Cupid.
attack.
Yeah, really nice to have, and he wanted to make sure that he was doing that. Like, he wasn't focusing at all on the damage. It was the pure lockdown,
Yeah.
and yeah, it absolutely
Oh
is
my
the
God,
BM
there's-
from Germany.
All right, they're spamming the RNG sprays. That's great. All right, Tombstone pretty much instantly going to be dealt with. And we do still have Weaver coming
Oh,
forward.
they've caught him.
They don't land the spear, though, so no damage from the
Is
arena.
under attack.
It's just disengage at this point.
Classic Dota style, like all of this diving's been happening, and it's 13 minutes. There's only one tier 1 tower that's down. They'll get it now on CDEC though.
Who are they giving it to? All right, Eve takes
Dire's
it.
middle tower has fallen.
He needs every little bit of gold that he can get to get up to that Lincoln.
So there's the double javelins, and yeah, here we go. So they got a couple of those kills. Now he's going into the Maelstrom.
Okay, cool.
Solar Crest here being built up by the Undying as well. I want to have a quick look at the Centaur when we get a chance, just because I think he's already built the Aghanim Scepter. So that's just a lot more sustain for the rest of his team. I'm pretty sure I saw an axe get picked up.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, maybe I'm mistaken. I saw something blue.
Okay. Yeah, he looks like he just had a pipe, crimson blink kind of a thing queued up. And Slark going Shadowblade. We don't see this a whole lot these days. What do you think about that this game? And also, why do people not build Shadowblade anymore on this hero?
I guess the meta these days has been a lot more team fighty as opposed to single pickoffs. You know, you need the Slark to have an overall impact in the game rather than just stick on his own for as much as he can.
Okay.
I think given how far ahead he is right now, relative to all of the heroes on Team Germany, you can afford to do it just because you can get these single pickoffs before these rotations come through. I guess the Grimstroke's going to be pretty squishy, the Undying's going to be pretty squishy, and it's a big deal if you can take them out before their
Team
ultimates
Germany
come
with
off.
the daytime smoke, but they get scouted by the Slark. The one hero left with 1800 vision. He takes a few stacks, the Arena of Blood gets popped, but he just pounces out, he's fine.
Yeah. And I think they're probably going to want to re-engage now, right? Because that's a big cooldown being used. Same thing with the Flesh Golem as well. They might be able to take him down even before all of that happens. So that's 30
Are they going to get
seconds.
the Tombstone as well? I think they might. We got Bounty Runes coming up, but one,
Well, that's
two,
a
three.
lot of damage.
Yeah.
Does he have any points in Bulwark?
No, not yet.
Not even one? I feel like one's such a value point.
Yeah, I agree with you. Slark looking for a little bit more. Spots XP forced into the Rolling Thunder, but it's pretty much just defensive. They do get a little bit of locked in onto the Centaur, but...
Did he not have Pounce off cooldown? I feel like that was a prime time to use it.
They may have... I think it was off cooldown. And now Weaver just ratting. They are completely controlling the Dire side of the map. Continuing to farm up. And Centaur even just farming like a madman here down on like no HP, but almost has his blink potentially. Yeah, there you go. Blink getting picked up.
Pre-16-minute blink hood, you'd be pretty happy
Radiant
with that.
structures
Yeah, for sure.
are fortified.
Now, well, they know that they've got some vision here with that Shadowblade walking through. Maybe... Do you think that's a bit of the reason why you're going the Shadowblade, just to try and protect the Weaver a little bit? No, that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, and normally the argument would be like, oh, they don't have any Invis heroes on their team, so you get the Shadowblade to put pressure on the opposing supports, but not so this game, because we've just got a
couple of big items coming through. There is that Lincoln's that I feel like has been queued up for quite a while, and the Maelstrom as well.
Poor Undying, he's looking extremely dead. J-Man, make sure to... Oh, they didn't have the Slark here.
Oh, they
can't
stole
give
the
him stacks.
Tombstone as well.
Oh, and they get the Tombstone last.
And they'll get the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get it.
CDC just rolling.
Again, I don't know if he's even got a single point in that Bulwark still. Maybe he's just picked up one, but don't think I saw the animation there.
Weaver's even just going straight Deso. I think CDC
they're
realized
trying to pick him off on the back line.
They're just so far ahead. They jump in. They're going to go for Cliff. They bring him down instantly. No problem. And then just look for a little bit more.
Sven has recovered a decent amount, though. You know,
But still not even close to #1.
Not close, but considering he was, like, well behind previously.
And they're going into the Mars. Multicast 2 times, locking him down. Tombstone has to turn. Yubei puts out a little bit of damage and actually wants to try and turn this around. They're going to use the time lapse. He's keeping himself alive. Do they have the follow-up damage? Looking for this Rubik. He's got the Rolling Thunder stolen. He gets it off, and now he's rolling towards the base. He's surviving. Stuns up the Sven. He's going to look for the Mars stun. Couldn't quite do it. Gets brought down by the Mars. They do get the spear over onto the Weaver. He doesn't have the time lapse available, but he gets the Shikuchi off, and this Rubik's Tombstone proving to be very troublesome. The Slark is healing up in the back lines, now back up to full. And might be able to re-engage into this fight. Weaver just escaping off to the side. And Coupe, not a whole lot left in the tank. Slark's going to find him. One stun should be all that it takes to find this killing spree, and they're looking for a little bit more. Chasing after the Sven, they do have a Blink Stomp. 3 points up in that. Did get nerfed a little bit recently. Soulbind coming out, but not enough to save the Sven as Eve brings him down. Nice Inkswell catching onto a couple, but that is about it. As Team Germany suffer heavy losses, now down 13k net worth at 18 minutes.
It's not the scenario you would want if you're one of these European fans. Oh, just out of the range as well of that Observer Ward, which would be a big deal. We know that now that Sentry Ward is down, so he's been inclined to do a little bit of diving on his own, but probably not going to do it now unless they do get rid of that vision.
Man, the new Slark regen is so nice. He's got like 130 regen or something when he's out of vision. It's actually pretty significant. And Mars now, it's just good. He was queuing up the Vlads for a little bit, but now he's just going back. Oh, queuing up a Blink for a little bit. Now he's just going back for the Vlads.
The thing that I don't understand with him, the type of build that he's going is, what's the point?
Yeah, Undying, getting jumped, big chain stun, big damage. It's pretty much just the utility heroes from CDEC bringing that kill down.
Yeah. All right, they're going to be able to get back. Oh, Weaver just on the, Slark just on the edge of that Sentry Ward.
All right, he's figured it out. All right, there you go. And now they get the pounce in, along with the lift, along with another stack. That's 10 perma stacks for XM at this stage.
Blink Dagger as well for James.
And it really feels like they're just chasing them everywhere on the map. Coupe
doesn't have the Scarabs though, so they're not going to be able to just chase him
He doesn't have a TP scroll, but
he'll be
okay. He's just going to roll on through the trees. He'll be okay.
I was saying, like, what's the point of skilling up the God's Rebuke, right? Because if he doesn't have any damage items, like a multiplier of nothing is nothing, right? Whereas if you've got reduced damage, at least you're going to be surviving.
But is he dying before he gets his spells off?
Yeah, he did in that previous one.
Sven getting gone on. He's a pretty tanky target, but that just means more stacks for the Slark. Still pounced. Will go down. Could have maybe taken a couple of those CS before he died, but not a huge deal, end of the day.
I mean, we saw the Mars go down literally right underneath this Tier 2 tower in the mid lane. And I don't think he had any points in the Bulwark at that point. So, I don't know, it just prevents you from getting 100 to 0 if you even just have the
maybe. Maybe not in this game.
Well, in the
it would help. It would help for sure.
Past this point, I would agree with you. But prior to this, I don't think they had enough damage to do it, even if he had 1 point in it.
Man, Slark just going Scotty next. Coupe getting spotted. Alright. They do get the Phantom, but Slark just immediately clicks it off. Tango rolling forward. They are going to get a little bit of chain lockdown here. The Spear also landing. Can they keep the Slark alive? He gets into the ulti.
Yeah, Shadow Dance is up, and he's chasing after Coupe, who I think is done. He tried to get a few of the lucky procs there, but
he jumps up onto the high ground. He's okay. They get the stun onto the Weaver, actually, and they burst down Eve. Germany, this is looking like a decent fight. They've got the zombies building up as well, but XM turns it around onto Coupe, brings him down. 1 for 1 so far.
He's got
Centaur.
31 stacks up on this Slark.
Oh, he's coming back in. They want the Ogre, but are they actually overcommitting a little bit? Ogre running back. Gets up onto the high ground. He's going to be okay. 2-man stomp coming in. Slark was healing for a second, but doing just fine to come back in now. Looking for the pounce down onto the low ground. Does get speared back. Oh, but the stolen stun from James gets the 2-man. And they're looking for more. Another Blink Stomp soon. They are just going to go for the Sven. And they get the pounce on the back lines. Looks like they might actually get both of these kills. Rubik probably has a stun soon. James just looking to auto-attack him down. 1, 2, 3 gets the kill. TP canceled from the Pangolier. Doesn't even want to get anywhere close to this fight.
Oh man, they're diving far for this guy.
Yeah. They want left. They want those stacks. Coupe getting lifted, getting chains done. They do lose 1, 2, 3, but XM is just hitting so damn hard at this point. They do lose the Radiant Courier.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. But the bottom lane pushed in so far that very easy for the Slark to just start attacking. Yeah. He's not going to die to an Undying trying to, come in here. I think the wise move is to just keep on attacking that tower. You've got a free 10 seconds.
Just I guess, using the Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Scouting a little bit.
Reveals a bit of where the sentry wards are as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, so at this point, CDC firmly in control. They could take a Roche if they wanted to as well with the Swarm.
I really think there was a huge benefit in taking out that tier 3 tower at bot. You know, it would have meant that that shrine is taken and Roche just becomes a foregone conclusion.
I don't know if he would have gotten the whole tower, though. I agree with you that he could have chipped it a little bit.
He had a siege creep with him. I think he could have. I have faith in Slug. They're going to get it anyway.
Right. They'll get it eventually. They're playing it safe.
Well, this Weaver hasn't been playing it too safe, but
yeah,
that's part and parcel with
Germany.
The hero.
They scan. They're smoked up. They're heading towards the pit. Ogre looking to scout it, and Roshan already dropping low.
Nice
but the Swarm
positioning,
Beetle
Clive.
has already worn out. What can they find? Ogre, Sentry Ward down, immediately loses his Sentry, knows that they're in the neighborhood. Germany, all right, just going to back up, sizing up the fight. Skabo is going to get slowed down, though. They're chasing after. Eve, a little bit hesitant to chase. Doesn't want to instantly lose the Aegis. So I guess now just kind of a siege. They could wait for the next round of bounty runes as well, but they're so far ahead anyway.
Could do. You know exactly where Team Germany is, right? So you just need to stay away from the area. Ogre trying to get some really deep vision up, which they have. I'm pretty sure that would have been spotted out though. Yeah, Undying's about to deward it.
Undying might also almost be dead here.
Will he get the tombstone off? I think that's the right choice, not to use it, even if he could.
It. And now they're just sieging two different lanes. Centaur's tanking.
They got 30 seconds of no flesh golem, no tombstone. Big deal.
Sven pops the war cry. Mars hiding, does get the nice ultimate out onto the Weaver, blocking him down. Soulbind also coming through, the double Phantasm.
Weaver's not the one you want to kill though, he's got the Aegis.
Slark, can they actually get him? He pounces down onto the low ground. Weaver's going to lose his first life, but that's pretty much all of Sven's cooldowns. And now CDC, they look for the re-engage. Mars getting gone on. They will lose 1, 2, 3 in all of this. Trouble for the Slark, but he pops the Shadow Dance, goes out to Cupid, brings down 2. Now looking towards the Undying. The Inkswell's going to help him out a little bit. Slark actually getting stunned up by that as he pounced out, and they lose life number 2 on Eve. Germany putting in some buybacks. Cupid does buy back into the game.
Wasn't really necessary though, was it? They hadn't gone in that deep, and he might get caught out now because of it.
Inkswell trying to keep him alive. He's going to get pounced on.
Oh, that dieback.
That is really going to hurt, and now they're looking for more. It's just the 2 supports left to defend. JMN getting brought down, and with that, the tier 3 also falls. Only the 2 supports. They're holding onto the buybacks on the Mars and on the Sven, assuming that this Rax is just going to be a foregone conclusion. They jump forward, they get the lift, they get yet another kill. Godlike for XM, and at this point, CDEC might even choose to stick around a little bit longer. Slark wants yet another kill. He sees Skabo. That Bulwark going to be helping him out a little bit. They look for the Blink-In Spear back. James not quite going to find it. The Arena of Blood has been dropped. Slark auto-attacking through onto the Sven. Gets the pounce. Has yet another Shadow Dance. He's auto-attacked. His team is desperately trying to body block for him, but what can they actually do? He does survive, getting back to the fountain, but still, CDC hungry for blood. Jump in, stomp, look for Skabo, bring him down onto the tombstone next, and now a 26k net worth lead in CDEC's favor.
They're just forcing out these buybacks as much as they can, and you know it's not really going to be all too useful until you've got that Grimstroke ulti
This
as
is
well as the
CDEC's
Fango.
base now.
Yep.
What can you actually do?
They're going to start buying items from their fountain soon. They've even got the disengage now that all of the heroes are alive.
All right. Yeah. Do want to take the shrines. Probably want to collect the bounty runes as well. Did Weaver not grab those top bounties? They're still showing on my minimap, but I know that does bug out occasionally.
Well, they would have only come up 2 minutes ago, right? So we wouldn't have had a chance to.
Well,
but that's such a huge net worth lead. Like,
yeah. At this point, it feels like game probably a 4.
Played, it's over.
Yeah, in general. It's certainly a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, the old faithful. I use it for like sports as well, like football. If
what points per minute?
No, like my team is
that
notorious for throwing, right?
Okay.
And wait, there might be some action.
All right, we got to stop. Spend a little bit of danger. Nice Arena of Blood, along with the Soulbind, catching onto a couple. They do force out the early Dark Pack. Slark looking for the escape, but he's still being chain stunned. Can he actually get out of here? Doesn't get the Shadow Blade off, and he's dead. Germany mounting a defense. They do get a lot of gold on the Sven for that kill. Weaver's ratting in the meantime, though. And Centaur still hanging out in the neighborhood.
He's hanging around for a long time.
Yeah,
Didn't
they
even
catch
blink
him with
away.
the spear. Actually, decent stun. What can they actually do? He's got
playing really
Hood
scared
and a
as well.
BKB. All right. BKB gets popped, and he will just be able to walk away.
A 5v3 advantage, and playing
That's true.
this hesitant Dota. I'm not sure about it. You did a great job in getting those couple of kills, but then surely you have to follow up on it to try and grow from it.
I think they needed one more person to go and deal with Weaver ratting them, though.
Yeah.
So they were kind of getting pulled in two different directions.
I mean, Weaver's again just being
Yeah.
really confident, farming up the Dire jungle. Not only do they want the Dire base to be their own, they want the jungle as well. I'm sure he'll try and take up the shrine sooner rather than later. He'll run into the Sven now, though.
The other obvious metric that the game is over is when everybody on one team is more farmed than anybody
Yes.
on the other team, and
Getting closer.
We're getting closer. I don't know if we'll quite get to Ogre overtaking Sven this
Yeah.
game, but
Ogre taking.
Ogre taking,
Very
exactly.
And,
Yeah.
Mars is trying to go into the BKB now, so he's about 2,000 gold away or so. Still going to be a little while. I think the game might be over before he gets the chance. Unless
Yeah.
they get a kill streak.
Big bounty.
They've all died, right? Like Weaver died
I
recently.
think a lot of
as
them
well
have
as
died,
Slug.
yeah. I think they're just waiting for Slark's BKB. As we
Yeah.
can see, he's almost got it picked up, so maybe one more round of bounties and they'll grab it. Germany have wrested a little bit of control back off of the map. They've kind of got their tri-camp area back, which is nice.
Yeah.
Dire's top shrine
I mean,
is
it's
under
heavily
attack.
warded.
Top
There
shrine
are
has
three observer wards and 2 or 3 sentries up around just that tri-cap area. It is literally the last safe haven.
Yeah,
that
it's the
they've got on
last
map.
bastion of hope for Team Germany. They are okay. There are also a couple of scans going out. Germany managing to
Dire's top
secure
tower is under attack.
just
One,
like
maybe
maybe two.
Yeah, Coupe is going to go for it.
He's
Surprising
trying.
that his team isn't going to hang around him just in case he did get gone on, but he'll be safe.
Okay, that's nice. Centaur are going to be going for the Ags.
Oh, and this will be really bad if Yoga's able to get through that tri-camp area with that Gem of True Sight that he's just picked up. It would make them completely blind once again on the map.
Is this like a play thing for you, or is this just an execution? Why do you feel like Germany are behind at this point?
A few like small individual plays, that Pangalia buying back and then instantly dying,
Yeah.
doesn't help matters. I think a lot of it can be put onto that early game dominance, especially in the mid lane that's happened though. I feel like Slark's been by
And was-
far the one that's got the most done.
Okay, so you think that's a drafting and
Yeah.
matchup thing more than...
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough. Yeah, the Slark is
Snubbo.
certainly looking good. And the stun not going to last very long, and XM just going to hop on out of there. Centaur building up some stacks over a top. Tower actually going to kill itself to the retaliate. Cute little force staff forward on the Inksweld's creep there, but I don't think cute plays are going to do it if you're Germany at this point.
Nah, you need big plays. That
Yeah.
Diffusal Blade, that'll help.
Yeah.
Drain the Weaver.
The Pango's getting some decent damage going. I still think that's probably the one hope that they have, is that Pango gets to the talent plus the Aghanims
Yeah.
and just spits out damage in every direction during the shield crash.
I don't know if we'll have enough time to get to the Aghanims. Maybe the talent if he's lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, and Centaur. Well, here comes that Ags that I was talking
Yeah.
about.
30k net worth lead now, just casually. CDC not wanting to rush anything. Germany also understandably not going to throw in the towel just yet. It's only one lane of racks so far.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty definitive.
It is pretty over, but I can also understand the mentality of not wanting to.
Yeah, I think maybe
Call it
just
just
wait
yet.
for the courier to come out with that completed Aghanims. They've completely dewarded the last safe haven for Team Germany. And then it's just a matter of going forward beyond that. There's even an Arcane Rune in the top side of the river that this Weaver could grab. Don't think he's noticed it just yet, though.
Do you feel like the...
Oh, they've gone in on the
Oh,
Mars
they
again.
found the Mars. This is a super long lift into a very long stun.
No BKB
into another
yet.
long stun. No opportunity to do anything.
75.
He's just dead. Do you think that the TI qualifiers have to be in the back of CDC's minds a little bit as well?
I think not at this point, but if it gets to the knockout stages again and it's kind of like a do or die situation, it's going to come back for them a little bit.
All right, lift onto the Sven. Nice force staff, but the pounce still lands. He's popping all of his cooldowns, but I don't know if he can man-fight this Slark. Slark just going toe-to-toe for now. Waits out the Phantom and pops the Shadow Dance to get himself out of there. They don't quite take the lane of Brax. Oh yeah, he's huge.
He's even got an ultimate orb just in his backpack.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Centaur just running up onto the high ground. Sven's ulti just about to wear out. Tombstone also almost down. Cupid taking a lot of damage. Doesn't have the Rolling Thunder either. And Eve just going to chase forward. Doing big damage, forcing everybody back to the fountain.
I think they might try and make their last stand when this Mars is back up in 15 seconds. He's half the Ring of Blood. He might be able to burst down either the Weaver or the Slark before they get off their defensive abilities, but by then, could this, well, the range racks should probably go down.
Jump forward, stun, lift, pounce. Nice force staff away, but it's not going to be enough to save this Sven. He gets brought down by Victoria. Buyback coming in.
Taking so much.
Yeah. Eve just wants to dive. A little bit more damage. He does have the Dragon Lance, and he does get him. Now the Arena of Blood getting dropped, but who's caught with who? Stun from James, going to catch out the Sven. His BKB was just coming off cooldown. And there you go. GG is called.
Yeah, and I'm sure CDEC, in the back of their mind, they're saying GG, but they're like, where's your RNG spray now, buddy?
Yeah, that's true.
There have to be a little bit of salt coming from that, surely. But CDEC taking out the first game of WCG has to be very... give a mood of confidence moving forward.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think they're... So we talked about the two Chinese teams being the favorites. Would you say that CDC is the overall favorite?
Yeah.
You're kind of expecting them to take this here?
They're
definitely making playoffs, for sure.
They're making playoffs. They went undefeated in the regional qualifiers, and they made it to the last game in the TI qualifiers.
Yeah.
You have to say that they're the favorites.
For sure. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for our first game. Up next, we have Newbie versus... do you remember who?
No, Signal.
Yeah, Newbie versus Signal.
Philippines versus China, so that'll be
Actually,
pretty exciting.
that should be a pretty exciting match.
Yeah.
We do have other games going on across other streams as well. Hopefully Black Sheep versus Thunder Predator is that's underway or maybe already completed.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, and then later in the day we're going to be up on the main stage as well with Lyrical and Chobra. And then finishing up the
I'm
day
looking
with
forward
us.
to hearing some Chobra Dota 2 casting.
Yeah, me too.
I believe that is a first. I was talking to him at breakfast. He's hosted for Dota 2.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think he's he's done any casting. So
should be good.
We'll definitely have to go and sit down and maybe we'll have a listen. We'll be in the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd is amazing. Like, the venue is great. So many seats.
I want to see it all lit up as well, because
Yeah.
we went and checked out the main stage yesterday,
Yeah.
and the lights weren't on or anything like that, so hopefully we get to see that. I don't know if we'll be here for the opening ceremony.
Probably not. Maybe. Maybe now with the delay before that.
We'll see.
We might catch
That's where the break at the end of the day. That's our buffer.
Here we go.
They planned ahead for sure.
Absolutely. But if you had to give an MVP of that game, who would you say?
XM?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would say so. You know, just creating a ton of space around the map, allowing the rest of his team to farm. You know, we saw how farm James got. Even the Ogre had a healthy amount, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't even have to go on Midas on the Ogre.
He took the early game lead from his lane and then ganked the other lanes, stayed active. I like the build a lot as well. It's a little bit more old school, the drum Shadow Blade, but it felt like the right choice that game. And I think that can sometimes be tough as a player. Like, we even saw it during the China qualifiers as well. Like, we saw Mask of Madness Sven.
Yep.
And it was out of the ordinary, but it looked exceptional that game. And I think being somebody that's willing to say, okay, there's a meta build, but I'm willing to go outside of the meta build and do my own thing, and I'm comfortable on this hero, and that's always cool to see.
Yeah, I think the reasoning behind that is just you need something. It's an item build to play with if you're ahead already, where you're going to get kills
That's
from
another factor. He probably, if it's a closer game, maybe against a different opponent, maybe they do something a little bit different, but that game...
I want to see, like, if they stay with the same style against, let's say, you know, a newbie who are very, very close in caliber to them, then, you know, it's much more of a, okay, that's just the way that CDEC play. But, you know, could it be a bit of, not disrespect, but just understanding the difference in quality between them. So, Yeah, it's a pretty big deal to be able to get that first win on the board. And yeah, for CDEC fans, we've got a lot of Chinese fans here. Hopefully they can carry it throughout the rest of the day. Because they will be playing games throughout the rest of the day as well.
Yeah, I think they'll be playing quite a bit.
Yeah.
So. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying all the coverage from WCG, and we'll be back for our next series in just a couple of minutes.